Welcome to 5 Good Minutes.
You're listening to today's inspirational message on the book of Hebrews with Brady Randall.
Yesterday, as we opened up the book of Hebrews, we saw how the Hebrew Christians were being tempted to go back to Judaism and forget and forsake Jesus. And I wonder if you too have felt that way, or maybe you even feel that way as you listen to the sound of my voice. Maybe you don't even yet follow Jesus and you wondered, is it worth it? Is he worth it? But God, through the author of Hebrews, wants to remind you, he wants to remind me, or encourage you and I to see that that answer is a resounding yes. Jesus is better and greater than anything or anyone in the world. And he's going to lay out 7 reasons or 7 facts about Jesus in these first few verses as to why Jesus is better. And I think that's not insignificant because 7 is considered a perfect number in the Bible. And so that's probably why he lists these 7 reasons. And here's what we read in verses 2 and 3. But in these last days, and by last days we saw that last time, meaning the days when Christ has come until he comes back again. In these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom he also made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. So here's the 7 things. Here's what Jesus is. He's the heir of all things. He's the creator of the universe. He's the radiance of God's glory. He's the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his word. He provided purification for sin, and he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. Hello, this is who Jesus is. He is the creator and the sustainer of the entire cosmos. Now, I've gotten really into the science behind the known universe over the last several years. Just its vastness, its bigness, and how precise every element is for life to exist on planet Earth. If gravity were just a little bit weaker, then the stars and planets wouldn't be able to form. Or if it were slightly larger, stronger, stars would burn out too quickly. If the strong nuclear force was set to a different level, then only hydrogen would exist. So there appears to be a specific fine-tuning to this incredible universe, in particular for Earth to exist and life, including humanity, to exist. But not only that, consider the incredible size and vastness of the known universe. The observable universe is considered 93 billion light years in diameter. That's pretty big. But then I ask, well, what about the non-observable universe? What can we say about that? Well, astronomer Dr. Alistair Gunn says this about the possible theories of the unobservable universe. One idea is that if the universe expanded at the speed of light, during its earliest inflation phase, then it would be 100 sextillion times bigger than the observable universe. Other researchers performed a statistical analysis of measurements to determine the most likely model of the universe, and they concluded that the universe is at least 250 times larger than the observable universe, or 7 trillion light years across. And he concludes, ultimately, science has no reliable estimate of the actual size of the universe. So there you have it. And I wonder if God sits in heaven and just laughs, that we have no idea how big the universe is and how big God is. But what we do know is it's astronomical. And what the claim is from Hebrews 1 is that it is Jesus who is the creator and the sustainer of all creation. And that he sustains and created everything that you and I see just merely by his word. Now, there's a lot of debate as to how the universe came into being in the first place. Was it a big bang? And it may have been a really big bang. But Genesis 1 simply asserts that God spoke and everything came into existence. And that Jesus is the agent through which everything came into being simply at the sound of his voice. Colossians 1:16 and 17 says, "For in him," speaking of Jesus, all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. Whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Now that's comforting news for you and I. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, the very one who spoke everything into being, the one who's holding the universe by the breath of his word in the palm of his hand, he's the very one who can hold you now. And if he can hold the universe, my friend, he can hold you. So whatever's weighing you down today, know that it doesn't weigh down Jesus. He's got it, and he's got you if you let him.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.